supporting your local news, Airpark Canterbury, Logistics Drive and Parking Island off Rustley Road.
In a significant step forward for the Southern Hemisphere's aerospace sector, a groundbreaking partnership has been forged between New Zealand and Australia. Aerospace New Zealand and the Space Industry Association of Australia have signed a memorandum of understanding, setting the stage for an unprecedented collaboration of innovation in the space industry. This agreement promises to not only enhance industry growth, but to foster international alliances that could redefine the aerospace landscape in our region. Mark Rockett is the president of Aerospace New Zealand, and he's with me now. Hello to you.
Hi, Chris.
How did this partnership between Aerospace New Zealand and the Space Industry Association of Australia come about?
Well, we're both industry bodies working in the aerospace area and space areas. So they've been certainly on our radar for a long time, and we've crossed paths in a variety of different arenas. They've got a big event coming up next year where they're attracting people from all around the world to talk about space. And we thought we'd ride on their coattails because we have an event coming up just after that. So it works out extremely well that we can sort of combine forces and present what's going on down here in the Southern Hemisphere.
What are some of the immediate goals you hope to achieve with this memorandum of understanding, say, in the short term?
Well, we'd love to see more projects develop here in New Zealand, and also maybe some companies in New Zealand would like to do more work in Australia. I think there's a huge range of different potential activities that we could be doing here. Australia is attracting a lot of work in different areas such as Woomera, the largest land test range in the world. New Zealand, we have companies such as Rocket Lab, Dawn Aerospace, Kia Aerospace, and a range of startups that are doing some interesting work. So if we did combine forces and work together more, then it would make us that much more powerful.
Mark, look to that crystal ball, that sparkly one that's next to you. How do you envision this collaboration impacting the aerospace industry in both countries, say, over the next few years? In 5 years' time, I mean, how beneficial do you think it could be for trans-Tasman relationships?
Yeah, both countries are looking at growing their industries. So, for us, we'd love to see more international projects being done here in New Zealand. We've got some great facilities, some great infrastructure, and that sort of Kiwi creative know-how, get things done kind of attitude. So, I think it could mean that we can start up a whole lot more international projects here, and that's really what the industry needs. We've got a lot of good local activity, and we've got some international work coming in. But what if we 10x, 20x the results that we're already getting? That could really, change the game.
The industry, or the space sector industry in Canterbury, has sort of been under the radar for quite some time now, but it is growing reasonably fast. Of course, there are several conferences coming to Christchurch that deal with the space sector. Has that been intentional to keep things just below the surface of the public realms, or is it just the fact that you guys have been so busy getting on and doing stuff, it hasn't really been too much of a media scrum, if you like, but now we've got, a space minister, so things are ramping up, aren't they?
I guess we sort of travel in different areas, but what I'm seeing a lot of stuff on the national media about Rocket Lab, about Dawn Aerospace, Kia Aerospace, and again, a bunch of other companies. So I'm always seeing that aerospace activity in the media, but I think we've got a job to do to really raise that so that more New Zealanders are aware of the depth of the aerospace activity around New Zealand and hear what we're doing in Canterbury. We have built a really strong network and some great companies doing really interesting world-leading work. So I guess we've got to work a little bit harder to get that story out there.
How excited are you about this memorandum of understanding? I mean, it must be a pretty exciting agreement to be involved in now, because it's showing that the two countries can work stronger together, right?
Exactly. Something that we've had on our radar for a while is for New Zealand and Australia to work much more closely. So this adds a real tangible aspect to that. And it means that, we're talking about potential synergies, potential projects, And hopefully if we can get in front of their audience, they can get in front of our audience, go along to those summits. We've got our New Zealand Aerospace Summit coming up on the 24th of September, and we've got a bunch of the Space Industry Association of Australia people coming across to that. I was just at an event over there last week. So I think it's all about that cross-pollination, all those connections. And we know from previous summits, when people come to the summit, they make those new connections and new projects to come out of that.
Well, I look forward to bringing hopefully more on this sector. It's fascinating stuff. Mark, Rocket New Zealand Aerospace President. Nice to talk with you, and thanks so much for your time. I wish you well.
Thanks, Chris.